acupuncture changed my life. So several years ago, I was suffering from what appeared to be an allergic reaction. It was pretty random. It would just swell different parts of my face up randomly. I was going to an allergist for 3 years. And she said that this allergy was idiopathic, which means they have no idea what's causing it. She said it was not what I'm eating. It wasn't the environment. It wasn't anything they could identify. And so I was kind of like, are you kidding me? It was so inconvenient having this allergy because I do host events and I'm in the public face a lot. So for me to walk out of my house and have like this swollen face that looks like someone ran over me is not a good look. So something said to me, let me go check my friend out who was an acupuncturist. I think someone mentioned like allergies and acupuncture, and I had no idea an acupuncturist could like figure out what was going on inside to get to the root of my issue. So I go to my friend, he's an acupuncturist, and would you believe that within 10 minutes, he figured out a few of the reasons I was having this random allergy. And then he actually was like, oh, if you come back, he could discover more, because what he did was called the muscle test. So it was so, I would say, very weird, something I am totally not used to. But what he did was he had me write down the name of a few new supplements I had started taking, because it was the midst of the pandemic. And I was like, oh, I need to add all these things to, create ultimate health. So he was like, why don't you write down the name of these supplements on a piece of paper? And I was like, why would I have to do that? I was pretty annoyed that I had to do that, because then I was like, now I got to go online and look at what the name of the product is. I was just like, why is he asking me to do this? But I did it. And so I write down a name. It was like 4 different products I had just started taking. And I write them down, and then on small pieces of paper, and each one individually write it on a piece of paper. So then I'm like, okay, what are we going to do with this? Like, I don't know why he had me do that. Then he was like, okay, what I want you to do is take that one of those pieces of paper and put it in your left hand, and your right hand, I want you to stick it out straight. Right? And I'm like, what? So while my right hand is sticking out straight, horizontal to the ground, he pushes my arm down. And the first time he did it without anything in my hand, my arm was strong enough to withhold his push. And I was like, oh, what is he doing? This is funny. And then he has me hold one of the papers. And when I did that, my arm could not stay up. And I was like, oh, that's weird. Just 2 seconds ago, my arm, I was like, am I tired already? So then he does it with another piece of paper that I had written one of the supplements on. And that hand I was able to hold up. So he was telling me that every time that my muscle was too weak to withstand his push, it meant that I had a reaction to that product. And the actual product wasn't even in my hand. It was just the name written on paper on the product, on the paper. And my body knew, he said, by energy, that energy transfers. So the fact that I wrote the name of the product down, the energy was then transferred to the paper. And it's like my body recognized that. And I was like, what? So turns out I was allergic to like 2 of the supplements I was using. And then I was also allergic to the metal cups that I drink out of. I used to love those cups because they keep your drink so cold. But he was like, yeah, he had never found someone who was allergic to like metal. And I had a feeling I was, because I had like a situation when I was younger and I used to have this allergy, and then it flared back up in my 40s. So acupuncture, since that time, really opened my eyes to all the things that acupuncturists do. I've actually had something called a pulse reading, where they can listen to your pulse and hear the different things that have happened in your body, whether it's surgeries or if there's scar tissue. I mean, all over the body. Like, it's incredible. I'm amazed. So I have found acupuncture to be pretty amazing because I only thought it was getting needles stuck in you, right? But it is so much more. And I have people that feel the same way as I did because I just mentioned acupuncture to a friend and he was just like, oh, and I was like, it's way more than just getting needles put in you. There's so much they can do that's so less invasive than having to get like testing done and blood work drawn. Is so much they can identify without having to do that. And it just amazes me because these are the things that were probably used before all the medicine that we have now, which is a lot of pharma, a lot of invasiveness. We have so many timeless ways to discover what's going on in our bodies and to heal that we just don't realize and we think is weird when it's really the way that people were practicing good health years ago. So anyway, I wanted to say that because as the founder of the Holistic Business Network, we are looking for more acupuncturists to partner with us to join the membership so that we can be an amazing referral for you because I am constantly referring acupuncturists in random areas. I know that you guys give so much value in what you're doing. So if you are an acupuncturist, reach out, let's talk, and become a part of an amazing network of holistic practitioners, businesses, and services that is here to help give you more visibility and to help you grow and collaborate in what you do.